I've mentioned in these past couple videos that a lot of this week has been devoted to taking care of those things that I've been putting off. A lot of the things and the obligations of life that I've simply not got around to doing because I am focused on really getting these stories done, getting this collection done, knocking out my goals and my to-do list on this channel. And one of the things that I'd put off, and in part it was simply a matter of just having to wait for the insurance company to pay out, was buying a new car. So obviously the vehicle I had was totaled in that wreck I had back in February, and I finally now got my payout for it. In these past couple of days, I've been looking at vehicles. One of the things I want to impress upon people, especially those that are perhaps looking at traditional publication, or those that are looking to make some sort of deal, or really those that are looking to pursue some sort of goal where it's not straightforward, where someone has to be interested in you. In the case of agents, to kind of impress or catch the interest of an agent or a publisher or what have you. Anything we have to make kind of dealings. There's an important thing that you need to understand, and this also applies to life in general, which is your level of detachment will determine how much you get out of a deal. What I mean by that basically is that the person that goes into any situation needing something, I have to have this thing, is always going to get screwed. You are always going to end up paying more or losing out on something that you could have had. An example, obviously, was car shopping. The person that goes car shopping and needs to have this car, the person that really needs to have it, this vehicle is so beautiful, it's got everything I want, it's my dream vehicle, that's the person that's going to pay the exorbitant price. The person that needs to have it is the one that's not really going to negotiate on the price, and they're going to settle for a much higher cost. The person that doesn't need the vehicle, the person that can walk away from this car, is the one that can negotiate down, that can actually get a good deal potentially. Obviously, never a guarantee. Hence why you have to walk away if you don't get it. And being detached and being okay walking away is that power. It gives the power back to you. Same thing within obviously the publishing process. This comes obviously much later in the process, where potentially negotiating certain rights and deals, your agent will obviously help you when it comes to publishing. But even in a publishing deal, just a very simple deal in terms of getting an agent, or if you're working with a small press, they're going to come at you when you talk to them. They're going to make suggestions. They're going to say, hey, I like your work here, but I want you to make these sort of changes. The person that needs to be published, the person that needs to make this deal, is the one that's going to compromise on their dream and their vision more than the other person. They're the one that'll make all the changes because their book has to get out there. And I'm not saying that's wrong at all. I mean, the fact is you have to have a certain level of understanding that people are going to try and change your story a little bit. It's just to the degree to which you want that to be altered, to the degree to which you want your story to deviate from your original creation will determine that. And so the person that needs to get published, the person that is dying to have their book done, they're always going to make more compromises. They'll always make more adjustments. Same thing with the publishing process, with making just the general deal, right? The person that needs to get published will always take a kind of a lower offer deal for their book. And not saying it's wrong at all. I mean, I'm on here. You've heard me talk about how much I need this win, how much I need this big win. I need some big win to justify my time in this venture. And certainly, if tomorrow someone came up to me with even a mediocre deal, even a mediocre offer, I'm probably going to take it. I still have one story out on Query right now, and it's been a lot of rejections for that one, which part of it, I think the general consensus, a lot of it is Story is of some interest, but it just doesn't really capture the person I'm querying. That's a general consensus there. But if someone came forward and was like, "Hey, we like the story, but we want to make a ton of changes," I've talked before about that big win, right? Would I make compromises? Probably. Probably depends on what they are, but I'd probably end up making some compromises to my work, maybe some significant ones, because I want it that badly, because I need to have this win. I'm kind of the sucker in that scenario. And I think there's a lot of things I think in life there are going to be a few areas where you are going to be the sucker. You're going to be the person who needs to have this thing. And that's fine. If it's the highest sort of achievement, the highest goal that you've set for yourself, yeah, be the sucker. Perhaps that's the smartest thing to do, is to take that first offer, maybe get your foot in the door somehow on something really cheap, compromise a bit to get in, because maybe that's what takes you to that next level. Maybe you have to sort of swallow your pride then in that sense. But you can't be the sucker. You cannot be the person that needs things all the time. A lot of areas of life, I think you need to be detached. Again, the example of my car. I've spent 2 days now going to dealerships. I haven't made a deal yet. I have not gotten a deal yet, and I used to work in sales, so often, most deals are not done till like most high level sales are not done till like the eighth sales call, or like the eighth kind of time you've collaborated. And these are higher end ticket items. I don't know what specifically car sales. I don't know how many times usually outreach, but typically it's a lot of negotiation. It's rejecting the offer, having the person reach out to you in a day or two, you coming down maybe in your end, them coming down there, and trying to come to some agreement. That's typically how I've found the process to be, though not always. And understanding today in this car market right now, the dealers have a lot of value, man. Cars are expensive because dealers have so much power right now over car prices. There's a very, very high demand and a very limited supply right now. That's so I'm obviously in a less advantageous position, but again, do I need to have a car immediately? Do I need to have a new vehicle immediately? No. I can wait. I can be detached and wait for that offer to come, because I'm not dying. I don't have a certain car that I need to have. And so, for now, I guess in that scenario, I'm going to remain detached. Will I get something? Eventually, yes. How long it takes, I don't know. Do I mind putting the effort in to keep looking for cars and talking to dealers? No. Because eventually I want the best deal. The best deal I can possibly get, rather than getting the car I need to have, or need to have something now because I don't want to waste my time anymore. I'm detached. Not in everything, certainly not in my writing, but in this area of my life, I'm detached.